He shall not be afraid for the terror of the night. That is, that Sophia was not afraid before the terrors and troubles into which she had been sent in chaos, which is night. And the word which thy power spake, he shall not be afraid of the arrow which flieth by day. That is, that Sophia was not afraid before that power which Arrogant had sent from the top of the heights, and which descended into chaos like a flying arrow, just as thy light power prophesied. Thou shalt not be afraid of the arrow that flieth by day. For this power came forth from the 13th aeon, which is Lord of the 12 aeons. He it is who is light for all the aeons. Therefore he, David, had used the word day. And again the word which thy power uttered, he shall not be afraid of the thing that strideth in darkness. That is, that Sophia did not fear before the serpent-headed emanation, which made her afraid in chaos, which is darkness. And the word which thy power spake, he will not fear for the destruction, the demonial one at midday. That is, that Sophia was not afraid before the demonial emanation of tyrant Adamus, which cast Sophia to the earth in great destruction, that which came forth from Adamus from the 12th aeon. Therefore thy power prophesied, he will not fear the destruction of the demonial one at midday, because it came forth from the 12th aeon, which is midday, the 12th hour. And again because it descended into chaos, which is night, or rather the night which descended from the 12th aeon, which is between the two. Therefore thy light power spake of midday, because the 12 aeons are between the 13th and chaos. And again the word which thy light power spake through David, 1,000 shall fall on thy left, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but they shall not come nigh thee. That is to say, when the emanations of Arrogant, which were very many in number, could not stand the great light of the light stream, a host of them fell on the left hand of Sophia, and a host at her right, and they could not at all come nigh her to do her harm. And the word which thy power spake to David, but thou shalt gaze upon them, and thou shalt see the reward of sinners. For thou, O Lord, art my hope. That is, that Sophia looked upon her enemies, which are the emanations of Arrogant, who had fallen all the one on the other. And not only did she gaze upon them in this state, but thou also, my master, the first mystery, thou didst take away. And the word which thy light power uttered to David, he will give commandment to his messengers concerning thee, to keep thee in all thy ways, to bear thee in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. That is to say also, thou hast given commandment to Gabriel and Michael to guide Sophia in all the regions of chaos, to bear her in their hands, until they had helped her rise up, so that her feet should not touch the lower darkness, and they of the lower darkness should not seize hold of her. And the word which thy light power spake through David, thou shalt trample on the serpent and the basilisk, and thou shalt tread under foot the lion and the dragon, because he had trust in me. I will save him, and I will shelter him, because he had known my name. That is to say, when Sophia was just leaving chaos, she trod underfoot the emanations of Arrogant. She trampled on them that had serpent heads and basilisk heads and 7 heads, and she trod underfoot the lion-faced power and that dragon-headed one, because she had trusted in the light, and it had saved her from them all. This, O Master, is the interpretation of the words which thou hast said. It came to pass when the first mystery had heard these words that he said, Well said, James, thou well-beloved. And the first mystery again continued in his conversation, and said to his disciples, It came to pass, when I had led Sophia out of chaos, that she cried out anew, saying, I have been rescued from chaos. I have been loosed from the bonds of darkness. Sophia sing it a song of praise. I have come unto thee, O light, for thou hast been for me light on all sides, preserving and helping me, and the emanations of arrogant which fought against me, thou hast kept therefrom by thy light, and they have not been able to draw nigh unto me, for thy light was with me, and preserved me through thy light stream. Because the emanations of arrogant constrained me, they took away my power, and cast me into chaos, deprived of my light, and I became as gross matter before them. Then came forth the power of the light stream unto me from thee to save me. It shone on my left and on my right, surrounding me on all sides, so that no part of my being was without light. And thou didst hide me in the light of thy stream. Thou didst purge in me all my evil matters, and I rose superior to all my matters, because of thy light and of thy light stream, which had raised me up, and had kept far from me the emanations of arrogance which constrained me. I became stout of heart in thy light, and in the pure light of thy stream. And the emanations of arrogance which constrained me withdrew themselves from me, and I became radiant in thy great power. Thou hast saved me, and hast preserved me forever. This is the repentance which Pistis Sophia uttered, when she came forth from chaos, and was freed from the bonds of chaos. Now therefore, he that hath ears to hear, let him hear. It came to pass therefore, when the first mystery had finished saying these words unto his disciples, that Thomas came forward and said, Master, my light dweller hath ears, and my spirit understandeth the words which thou hast said. Now therefore give commandment unto me to expound clearly the interpretation of the words. The first mystery answered and said unto Thomas, I give thee commandment to expound the interpretation of the song which Pistis Sophia sung in my honor. Thomas answered and said, My master, concerning the song which Pistis Sophia uttered, because she was preserved from chaos, thy light power prophesied of old concerning thee, through Solomon the son of David in his ode, saying, The word which Pistis Sophia spake, I have been loosed from the bonds of darkness, I have come unto thee, O light, and the word which thy power uttered, thou art at my right hand, preserving and helping me. This is again the word which Pistis Sophia spake, Thou hast been a light for me on all sides, and thou hast helped me. And the word which thy light power spake, Thou hast prevented them that fought against me, and they did not show themselves. This is the word which Pistis Sophia spake, and the emanations of arrogance which fought against me thou hast prevented by thy light, and they have not been able to draw nigh unto me. And the word which thy power spake, thy countenance was with me, preserving me by its beauty. This is the word which Pistis Sophia spake, thy light was with me, preserving me in thy light stream. And the word which thy power spake, I was despised before the crowd, and have been cast out. This is the word which Pistis Sophia spake. The emanations of arrogance constrained me, they took away my power, and I became for them an object of derision. They cast me into chaos, deprived of my light, and the word which thy power spake, I was as lead in their presence. This is the word which Pistis Sophia spake. When they had taken away my light powers, I became as gross matter before them. And the word which thy power spake, but a power came forth unto me from thee, helping me. This is again the word which Pistis Sophia spake, and in the power of the light stream came forth unto me from thee, preserving me. And the word which thy power spake, thou hast set lamps on my right hand and on my left, so that no part of my being should be without light. This is the power which Pistis Sophia spake, thy power shone on my right hand, my right and on my left hand, surrounding me on all sides, so that no part of my being was without light. And the word which thy power spake, thou didst shelter me under the shadow of thy mercy. This is again the word which Mistress Sophia spake. And thou didst clothe me in the light of thy stream, and the word which thy power spake, I was placed above the coats of skin. This is again the word which Mistress Sophia spake. And they have purged in me all my evil matters, and I rose superior to them by thy light. And the word which thy power spake, through Solomon, thy right hand hath raised me up, and hath taken my sickness from me. This is the word which Mistress Sophia said, and thy light stream hath raised me up in the light, and hath removed from me the emanations of arrogant who constrained me. And the word which thy power spake, I have become strong in thy truth, and pure in thy righteousness. This is the word which Mistress Sophia spake. I became stout of heart in thy light, and I am become a pure light in thy light stream. And the word which thy power spake, they that fought against me have withdrawn themselves from me. This is the word which Mistress Sophia spake. And the emanations of arrogant which constrained me withdrew themselves from me. And the word which thy power spake to Solomon, and I have been justified by thy goodness, for thy rest is from eternity to eternity. This is the word which Mistress Sophia spake. I have been preserved in thy goodness, for thou dost preserve the whole world. This then, O my Master, is the whole interpretation of the repentance which Mistress Sophia uttered, when she had been rescued from chaos and freed from the bonds of darkness. It came to pass when the first mystery was in them, thou hast made straight my path to lead me out of chaos. Thou hast carried me far from this material darkness, and thou hast taken from it all my powers, from which the light had been taken. Thou hast infused into them a pure light, and unto my limbs, which had no light, thou hast given a pure light from the light of the height. Thou hast made straight the way before them, and the light of thy countenance hath become for me a life that can never be destroyed. Thou hast brought me forth from the higher part of chaos, the region of chaos and of destruction, in order that all the matters that were therein might be scattered, the matters which are in that region, and in order that all my powers might be renewed, and thy light be in them all. Thou hast set the light of thy stream in me. I have become a pure light power. This is the second song which Mistress Sophia uttered. Now therefore let him who understandeth the repentance come forward and expound it. It came to pass when the first mystery had finished speaking these words, that Matthew came forward and said, I have understood the interpretation of the song which Mistress Sophia uttered. Now therefore give commandment unto me to expound it in freedom. The first mystery answered and said, I give thee commandment, O Matthew, to expound the interpretation of the song which Mistress Sophia uttered. And Matthew answered and said, Concerning the interpretation of the song which Mistress Sophia spake, the light power prophesied of old concerning it through Solomon, saying, He who hath made me to descend from the lofty regions of heaven. Matthew interpreted the song of Sophia from the odds of Solomon. And who hath led me into the regions which are in the lower foundation, who hath taken therefrom them that were in the middle region, and who hath instructed them, who hath scattered my enemies and my adversaries, who hath given me power against the bonds to unloose them, who hath smitten the 7-headed serpent in my hands, and set me upon his root, that I may blot out his seed. He is thyself, who art with thee, and helped me in every region. Thy name hath surrounded me, thy right hand hath destroyed the venom of the speaker of evils, thy right hand hath opened the path for thy righteous. Thou hast preserved them in the tombs, and hast borne them from the midst of the corpses. Thou hast taken dead bones, and hast clothed them with a body, and to them that stirred not thou hast given the energy of life. The way is void of destruction, and so also thy countenance. Thou hast led thine aeon into destruction, that all might be destroyed and be again renewed, and that thy light might become a foundation for them all. Thou hast poured out thy wealth upon them, and they have become a holy place. This is the interpretation, O Master, of the song which Priestess Sophia uttered. Hearken, therefore, that I may expound it openly. The word which thy power spake through Solomon, he who had made me to descend from the lofty regions of heaven, and who had moreover made me enter into the regions of the lower foundation. This is the word which Priestess Sophia spake. I sing a song unto thee, O thou who by thy commandment had made me come forth from this high aeon above the heaven, and who had led me into the lower regions, and thou hast preserved me also by thy commandment. Thou hast made me rise up from the lower regions, and the word which thy power spake to Solomon, who had taken therefrom them that were in the middle region, and had instructed me. This is the word which Priestess Sophia spake, and also by thy commandment thou hast caused the matter which was in thou spake, and thy light had surrounded me in all the regions, and the word which thy power spake, thy right hand had destroyed the venom of the speakers of evils. This is the word which Priestess Sophia spake, and of thyself thou didst make all the emanations of arrogant powerless, for thou hast taken from them their power. And the word which thy power had said, thy right hand had opened the path for thy faithful. This is the word which Priestess Sophia spake. Thou hast made straight my path to lead me out of chaos, for I have trusted in thee. And the word which thy power spake, thou hast rescued them from the tombs, and thou hast borne them from the midst of the corpses. This is the word which Priestess Sophia spake. Thou hast rescued me from chaos. Thou hast carried me far from this material darkness, which is the murky emanation of chaos, from which thou hast taken away the light. And the word which thy power spake, thou hast taken dead bones, and hast clothed them with a body. And to them that stirred not thou hast given the energy of life. This is the word which Priestess Sophia spake. And thou hast taken all my powers which had no light in them, and hast infused into them a pure light, and unto all my limbs which had no light in them, thou hast given a living light from on high. And the word which thy power spake, the way is void of destruction, and so also thy countenance. This is the word which Priestess Sophia spake. Thou hast made straight thy way for me, and the light of thy countenance, they have been a way void of destruction unto me. And the word which thy power spake, thou hast led thine aeon into destruction, that all might be destroyed and be again renewed. This is the word which Priestess Sophia spake. Thou hast brought me, thy power, into chaos and destruction, that all the matters which were in that region might be dissolved, and all my power be renewed in the light. And the word which thy power spake, and thy light had become a foundation for them all. This is the word which Priestess Sophia spake, and thy light had been in them all. And the word which thy light power uttered through Solomon, thou hast poured out thy wealth upon him, and he had become a place of holy habitation. This is the word which Priestess Sophia spake. Thou hast concentrated the light of thy stream upon me, and I have become a pure light power. This then, my master, is the interpretation of the song which Priestess Sophia spake. It came to pass when the first mystery had heard these words which Matthew had uttered, that he said, Well said, Matthew. It is well, O well-beloved. This is the interpretation of the song which Priestess Sophia spake. Sophia continued to sing, and the first mystery continued in his conversation and said, I will declare that it is thou, O light most high, that hast preserved me, and hast brought me unto thee, who hast prevented the emanations of arrogant, which were my enemies, from taking my light, O light of light. I have sung unto thee, thou hast preserved me, O light. Thou hast brought my power out of chaos. Thou hast preserved me from them that descend into the darkness. These words Priestess Sophia uttered, Now therefore let him who had a comprehending mind, and who had understood the words uttered by Pistis Sophia, come forward and expound their interpretation. Mary is afraid of Peter. It came to pass therefore when the first mystery had finished speaking these words unto his disciples, that Mary came forward and said, Master, my mind is ever comprehending, so that I could come forward every time and expound the... Sophia continued her song. The light had been a saviour unto me. It had charged my darkness into light. It had cleft the darkness that surrounded me, and had girded me with light. It came to pass, therefore, when the first mystery had finished speaking these words, that Martha came forward and said, Master, thy power had prophesied of old through David concerning this word, saying, Martha interpreted from the Psalms, The Lord had been my succour. He had changed my song of mourning into joy. He had rent my sackcloth and girded me with joy. It came to pass when the first mystery had finished hearing the words which Martha had uttered, that he said, Well said, it is well, Martha. And the first mystery continued in his conversation, and said unto his disciples, Pistis Sophia further continued with her song, and said, Sophia continued her song. Sing a song of my power to the light, and forget not all the light powers which he hath given unto thee, and all the powers which are in thee. Sing the name of his holy mystery, which remitted every transgression, of him who saveth thee from all the afflictions with which the emanations of arrogant have constrained thee, who had preserved their light from all the emanations of arrogant, which are numbered for destruction, who had bestowed a crown of light upon thy head to preserve thee, who had filled thee with pure light, and thy source shall be renewed as an invisible of the heights. These words Pistis Sophia said, in that she had been preserved, and remembered all things which had been done unto her. It came to pass, therefore, when the first mystery had finished speaking these words unto his disciples, that he said unto them, Let him who understandeth the interpretation of these words come forward and expound it in freedom. Then Mary came forward and said, My Master, concerning the words which Pistis Sophia uttered in her song, the light power prophesied of old through David, saying, Praise the Lord, O my soul, let all that is within me praise his holy name, and forget not all his recompenses. Mary interpreted from the Psalms. For he it is who remitted all thy iniquities, who healed all thy infirmities, who saved thy life from destruction, who putteth on thy head a crown of mercy and loving kindness, who satisfied thy desire with good things. Thy childhood shall be renewed like an eagle's. That is to say, Sophia shall be like those invisibles who are in the heights, for he said, like an eagle, for the dwelling of an eagle is in the heights, and the invisibles are also in the heights. That is to say, that Pistis Sophia shall become radiant like the invisibles, just as she was in the beginning. It came to pass, therefore, when the first mystery had heard these words which Mary had spoken, that he said, Well said, Mary, thou blessed one. Sophia is led to a region below the 13th aeon, and given a new mystery. It came to pass, therefore, after this, that the first mystery continued again in his conversation, and said unto his disciples, I took Pistis Sophia, I led her into a region below the 13th aeon, and I gave unto her a new mystery, which was not that of her own aeon, the mystery of the invisible region. And I gave unto her also a song of light, so that from that hour the rulers of the aeons should not prevail against her. And I left her in that region until I should come again to find her, and bring her into her region which is in the heights. It came to pass, when I had left her in that region, that she again uttered her song, saying, She continued her song. In faith have I trusted in the light. It had accomplished my desire. It had brought my power out of chaos and from the lower darkness of every matter. It, the meaning of the song of Pistis Sophia, that the first mystery said unto him, Well said, Andrew, thou blessed one. He continued again in his conversation and said unto his disciples, These are all the things which befell Pistis Sophia. It came to pass, therefore, when I had brought her to the region which is below the 13th aeon, that I was about to enter into the light, and ceased to busy myself concerning her. She said unto me, The conversation of Sophia and the light. O light of lights, thou art about to go to the light, and to cease to busy thyself concerning me, and tyrant Adamas will know that thou hast ceased to busy thyself on my behalf. He will know that he who should preserve me is no longer here, and he will come again to this region, he and all his rulers who hate me, and arrogant will again give power unto his lion-faced emanation. They will all come and will constrain me together to take away all the light which is in me, that I may become powerless and again without light. Now therefore, O light of my light, take from them their light, that they may no longer be, from this hour, be able to constrain me. It came to pass, when I had heard these words which Pistis Sophia spake unto me, that I answered her and said, My Father, who caused me to emanate forth, had not yet given me commandment to take their light from them. But I will seal the regions of Arrogant and all of his rulers who hate thee. The light promised to seal the regions of Arrogant, and I will also seal the regions of Adamas and of his rulers, so that none of them may be able to fight against thee, until their time is fulfilled, and until even the time had come when my Father shall give me commandment to take away their light. Then I further said unto her, Hearken that I may tell unto thee their time, when that which I have just said unto thee shall come to pass. It shall come to pass when the 3 times shall be accomplished. Pistis Sophia answered and said unto me, O light, how shall I know that 3 times are accomplished, so that I may rejoice and be in gladness, and that my time shall be nigh for thee to bring me into my region? Moreover, I shall rejoice when thou shalt take the light power from all them that hated me, for I have trusted in the light. And I answered and said unto her, How Sophia shall know that the time of her final deliverance had come? When thou shalt see the gate of the treasure of the great light, it opened in the 13th aeon, and is to the left. When this gate shall be opened, then will the 3 times be accomplished. Pistis Sophia continued and said, O light, how shall I know in this region that the gate is open? What shall come to pass at that time? And I answered and said unto her, When that gate shall be opened, all who are in the aeons will know thereof, because of the great light which will stream into all the regions. Lo, then I have set them so, that none shall venture any ill against thee, until the 3 times are accomplished. And thou shalt have the power of going into their 12 aeons, whenever thou mayest wish, and also returning into thy own region, which is below the 13th aeon, and in which thou now art. But thou shalt not have the power of passing through the gate of the height, which is in the 13th aeon, to come into thy region when thou didst come forth in the beginning. Moreover, when the 3 times shall be fulfilled, Arrogant and all his rulers shall constrain thee to take away the light that is in thee, being enraged against thee, thinking that it is thou who hast kept his power in chaos, and also that it is thou who didst take away the light which was in it. He will be enraged against thee to take from thee thy light and cast it into chaos, and give it to his emanation, in order that it may have the power to come forth from chaos and go into its own. I had placed in the 24th mystery of the interior, which is the first of the exterior, that is to say, the great uncontainable, from which I came forth, and before I had entered into the height, to receive my other two vestures, when I was seated near you in this place, which is the Mount of Olives, that the time of which I had spoken unto Pistis Sophia, Adamas with all his rulers will constrain thee, was fulfilled. It came to pass, therefore, when this time was fulfilled, that I was in the world of men, sitting near you on this hill, which is the Mount of Olives. Adamas looked down from the height of the 12 aeons. He saw his demonial power, which was in chaos, without any light at all in it, for I had taken from it its light. Adamas sendeth forth two emanations of darkness to plague Sophia. He saw that it was dark, and had not the strength to come to its own region, which is the 12th aeon. Then Adamas thought again on Pistis Sophia. He became most mightily enraged against her, thinking that it was she who had kept his power in chaos, thinking that it was she who had taken away its light, and he was exceedingly wroth. He piled rage on rage. He sent forth from himself an emanation of darkness, and also a little chaos exceedingly malignant, to plague Pistis Sophia therewith. And he created a region of darkness in his region, in order to constrain Pistis Sophia therein. He assembled the hosts of his rulers. They pursued after Pistis Sophia to make her enter into the dark chaos which Adamas had created, and to constrain her in that region, in order that the two emanations of darkness which Adamas had created might plague her, until they had taken from her all the light which was in her, and until Adamas should take the light from Pistis Sophia and give it unto his two dark and malignant emanations, that they might carry it into the great lower chaos which is the darkness, and cast it into his power which is there, thinking that so it might come into its own region, for it was now exceedingly dark, because I had taken from it its light. It came to pass, therefore, when they pursued after her, that Pistis Sophia cried aloud. She sang a song to the light, for I had said unto her, If thou art constrained, sing unto me a song, and I will come in haste to aid thee. It came to pass, therefore, when they constrained her, I was seated near you in this place, that is to say, on the Mount of Olives, that she sang a song to the light, saying, O light of lights, I have trusted in thee. Save me from all these rulers who pursue after me, and preserve me, lest they should take from me my light. Sophia again sing a song to the light. Oh shoot, where was I? Oops.